fresh off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIMstudios podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. We are back on a Tuesday? Tuesday afternoon, I think. Wow, I am that scatterbrained. Tuesday afternoon, welcome back. March the 3rd, 2026. Got some big news. Gonna be a quick show, right? I gotta run the house. I gotta leave the house. So, but I wanted to get this in. Got some important information to go over. What's going on, brother? Want to make sure everybody's got all this information moving forward. We got all new color leaks from the Nothing Phone 4a. Fantastic upcoming device. I've heard nothing but good news, adulation, excitement for this upcoming Nothing Phone. I think they hit a home run on this one. Now we'll just have to wait and see if it's going to be fully available for the United States market, not just in the beta program. We'll have to wait and see. We got Samsung display news. Dun dun dun. May not be the display you're hoping for. Did you already pre-order? We'll look into that. Got GrapheneOS news. It will be released. They finally found a partner. Well, I guess they found one, but they at least announced it. We got some more information on the upcoming GrapheneOS phone. And then the MOTO Razr Fold. Looks to be a pretty badass device. Now, I got some other stuff I can't get to today. We'll probably get to tomorrow. But let's jump right into it. So, let's start off with what's the big topic for the day? The S26 Ultra? Yeah, how did I know? Well, let's go ahead and look into that because it kind of sucks depending on what you're expecting out of this device. All right. We anticipated Samsung to bring forward their biggest, best display when it comes to their own phones. Now, they've been rocking a 2-year-old display on their on the S25 Ultra, and then a 1-year-old display on the S24 Ultra. The last time they updated their display was on the S23 Ultra. So it's a long time coming. So you thought it was going to be just completely, specced out when it comes to display. And they do have the privacy display, right? That's cool. I don't think I'm going to use it, but whatever. It's there if you need it. We got a little bummer today. Now, misinformation coming from Samsung's part. I don't know if they meant to put it out there or if it was a mistype or what, but we got some clarification on the display. We thought it was a 10-bit display with the M14 OLED panel. Turns out it's an 8-bit display. And if you're thinking, well, it's just 2 bits, like what's the difference? Well, there's a lot of difference. So a 10-bit display produces over 1 billion colors on the display, on that AMOLED display. An 8-bit display only produces about just over 16 million. So you have a enormous difference in the colors. Now, how many more colors? What's the difference? What's the difference between 16 million colors and 1 billion colors? I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs at that point, but you would at least think Samsung would have put a 10-bit display on here. It's kind of a bummer, but I don't think many people will notice a difference. If you're already blown away by the colors, by the display on an S25 Ultra, S24 Ultra, I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but you might. That's a lot of different colors that are not going to be there. So I don't know. This just came out this morning, and I was like, what? Had to do a double take. Say what? We all thought it was a 10-bit display, right? Turns out it's not. I don't know if you've already ordered yours, but look, if I were you, I would still go ahead and order it. I wouldn't let this be the determining factor of, oh my God, I got to cancel my order, or I'll just stick to my Pixel, whatever it is. I still think it's going to be a phenomenal display. This display is put on the top-notch iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is on the top-notch Pixel 10 Pro and Pro XL. Phenomenal displays. you would just think with Samsung it would be 10-bit. Now, why did they put a 8-bit, not a 10-bit? We don't know. Is it due to money constraints? I don't know. We don't know why. All we know is it is officially an 8-bit display, not a 10-bit display. And again, the difference is the colors, just the colors it produces, right? Again, 10-bit display produces over 1 billion different colors, and 8-bit display just over 16 million colors. So it is what it is. Sucks. But as I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't cancel your order. Remember, you have I think few weeks to return it. So if you went ahead and ordered it, I don't think it's cancel worthy. I think go ahead and get it in, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, return it, right? Sucks, but I guess we'll just have to wait another year for a 10-bit display, right? I do have news on the S27 Ultra. Cannot get to it today due to time constraints. Tomorrow we'll for those of y'all that are still undecided, right? Because we're still in the pre-order time phase. You might want to hold off and wait for the S27 Ultra, but stay tuned. Subscribe to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel. I'll get to the S27 series, S27 Ultra, tomorrow. I got a lot of news in regards to that. Just to give you a teaser, it's going to be an all-new phone. All new looks, all new design, all new display, all new camera sensors. It's going to be a total redo. So we'll get to that tomorrow. Don't have time today. But speaking of a total new phone, holy crap, did you see this? So GrapheneOS, we mentioned this maybe, I don't know, a couple months ago, that GrapheneOS is going to launch their own phone. But they didn't say who they were going to partner with manufacturer-wise to pre-install their software. They did not mention who they were going to partner with. Now we do know. We had a couple of ideas. I remember all of us brainstorming, and we narrowed it down to a couple, right? We thought it could be OnePlus. We thought it could be nothing, but that was kind of a stretch. Could be Xiaomi, right? And then we thought it could be Motorola. And they announced at Mobile World Congress, Motorola is going to be the phone maker. It's kind of good news, bad news, because good news is, I think that's a good choice. Bad news is we're going to have to wait a whole nother year. So we initially thought they were going to partner with somebody, announce it at the beginning of this year, which they did. But we thought they were also going to launch a phone in the fiscal year of 2026. It's not the case. So it appears things got a little backed up, but they do plan on launching phones in 2027. When you make a big announcement, a big life-changing decision for a business like this, I'm sure there's some legal stuff they have to work out. They've already signed the deal, so it's going to be Motorola. It's going to come. You're going to buy this phone, and it's going to come from Motorola to you with GrapheneOS pre-installed. Now, I'm assuming they're going to open it up for the entire world, because you know how Motorola is pretty sensitive as far as what phones they sell in what markets, like the Signature. Officially, it's not in the U.S., but I think the GrapheneOS phone, and we don't know what it's going to be called. Is it going to be the Motorola Graphene? Maybe. We just don't know, right? I don't think those details are hammered out just quite yet. But they needed a partner, a manufacturing partner, a current manufacturer that sells Android devices, because they need access to the AOSP code. They needed access to the source code of Android because Google was cutting them off from the source code. And they needed a official partner to get that source code so they can release current and future versions of their GrapheneOS with all these safety features and security features baked into that AOSP source code. So very excited for this. It should have flagship specs. I'm sure it'll have flagship cameras. This is not going to be a budget phone. This will be probably $799, $899 brand new. So it'll be a flagship device. It'll just be very secure, very private. And Motorola did mention they look forward to implementing some of the GrapheneOS features into their stock Motorola phones and vice versa. Graphene was going to learn and implement some of Motorola stuff into this phone. So you'll see a little hint of Motorola flavor inside this GrapheneOS phone, this new phone. And then Motorola is going to take some GrapheneOS privacy features and disperse it in their current models for future releases. So this is a good match. This is a good pairing. Motorola is basically stock Android anyways, and that's why we thought it might be Motorola, because GrapheneOS basically right now you got to only install it on a Pixel, right? Kind of like stock Android. Well, what's the next closest device manufacturer that releases basically stock Android skin and firmware? Well, it's Motorola. If you've ever used a Motorola phone lately, pretty damn close to a Pixel. So that's why I was like, well, probably going to be Motorola, because software wise it's the closest thing to a Pixel minus the updates, right? Well, GrapheneOS is going to change all that, and you'll get monthly updates. You'll get the most secure private phone in the world, and I cannot wait for this to get released. So stay tuned to the channel. I got more information as it rolls in. They just announced it, but more information will get released as time goes on. I'll make sure to have everything here for you, when we can expect the launch, how much it's going to be, where you can buy it. Stay tuned. I'm planning on getting one of these, so if you're interested, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, Nothing phone. I teased this earlier. Look how beautiful this thing is. This, for whatever reason, I thought the 2A was a classic looking phone. I thought the 3A took a little time to get used to, but I thought the 3A is probably one of the better looking phones I've ever seen. This tops all of those. I don't know what they did, and apparently it looks pretty similar to the 3A. The 4A looks fantastic. I think this has a chance. Every year they have a Design of the Year award. Nothing's actually won it. I think for the Phone 2, I think they won Design of the Year. I think they're going to win Design of the Year for this. I love the glyph bars on the side, the glyph squares, right? They kind of did away with the bars. I love the squares. They're going to be programmable. It should have a powerful, yet I say that with quotations, powerful. It'll be powerful enough to do whatever you need with the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. It's a mid-tier flagship CPU, but as you know, all the CPUs are kind of plateauing, right? You're going to get great battery life. I expect them to update their phones even more. I think they're at 5 years. I think you should expect them to bump it up to 6 or 7, probably 6 this year, but it looks beautiful. I've always said the A series for nothing is the best phone you can buy for the price, meaning what they give you for what you give them money-wise, it's the best deal, right? It's not the cheapest phone you can buy, but the package they give for you and the style and the look and the operating system. If you've never used a Nothing phone, you would love the operating system. Very customizable. They're just wonderful phones, right? So they finally released the colors. We got a blue. We've all seen the pink. And I believe we knew they had white, we knew they had pink, and they released the blue color and the black color. So here's pink. That should sell a lot, especially for girls. I think women are gonna I think that thing will be sold out. White, always classic white with the Nothing phones. That's probably the one I'll get, or the blue. I'll probably get white. Now where's the black? They don't have black? Well, if you've seen a black Nothing Phone 3A, it looks similar to this. It's just black, right? So they released black, white, pink, and blue. Blue is going to be badass. I think the white's going to be the number one seller, but I think pink might give it a run for its money. I know many guys are not going to buy it, but I think women are going to love this thing. So maybe a gift for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your daughter. Dude, for $400, you can't freaking beat it. Seriously. It's like a third of the price of an S26 Ultra. And let's face it, like, are there differences? Of course. But the fun factor of using this thing, and they put a periscope sensor in this one this year in the base A series. Dude, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. So we're going to be covering this. They're going to launch this on March the 5th. I'm going to cover this. I don't know when they're going to go live. Nothing's pretty good with not like I can simulcast their live and not get copyright strike. They're down with the cause, right? They're not petty like Apple is. We're gonna cover all this, so I cannot wait for this phone. Stay tuned to the channel. Now, what do we got up? What's the last thing? Did I talk about this Moto Razr? Moto Razr Fold shaping up to be a pure flagship. So this looks like a pretty good deal. This looks like the best foldable out of all of them. And I know you're going to say, well, hold up. There's some decent foldables out here. There's the Z Fold 7. There's the Oppo Find N6, I think. And there's some other Chinese foldables. This one looks like it's going to be the best. It's going to have the very best sensors on there. So it's going to have the same sensors as the Motorola Signature, front and back. So it's going to have those phenomenal sensors. It's going to have a brand new Gorilla Glass that's not even on the S26 Ultra. That's right. It's going to have indestructible glass on the front. Now, this indestructible glass is said to essentially not break within 3 years. Like, there's going to be a 3-year warranty on the glass on the front. So I don't know how they plan on doing that, but it looks freaking cool. It's going to have stylist support. Eat your heart out. Samsung Z Fold 7. Yes, you'll be able to use a stylist on here. It's going to be almost as thin. But who wants to use a foldable without a stylist? Nobody. Like, that's why I don't have a Z Fold 7, because they did away with the stylus support. It's going to be awesome. This is going to get monthly updates for 7 years, just like the Signature. They're treating this just like the Signature. Monthly updates, 7 years, full flagship. Well, it's going to have 16 gigs of RAM. It's going to start off at 256 storage, and I think go up to 1 terabyte. It's going to have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, not the Elite, but it's going to have the 8 Gen 5, which is completely fine, suitable for 99.9% of people. You almost don't even need the Elite, to be completely honest with you. You get better battery life with the 8 Gen 5. You get less thermals with the 8 Gen 5. And it's just as strong as last year's Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, right? So this is phenomenal. Now, it's going to have a 6,000 milliamp per hour silicon carbon battery. And here's it's going to be IP48, IP49. It's going to have the 50 megapixel sensors, Sony Leica sensors. It's going to have 80 watt wired charging, 50 watt wireless charging, and you get the classic Motorola Signature look on the back, that same felt fabric material on the back. 7 years of updates, monthly updates. Motorola's knocking it out of the park with these devices, and now that we know that they're teaming up with GrapheneOS to put out the most secure, most private smartphone in the history of the world, Motorola's on the right track, right? They're doing the right things moving forward. We just need them to start updating their budget phones monthly. I think that's probably one of the last steps for Motorola, is stepping their game up when it comes to the budget devices, right? Because look, people that buy flagship phones, of course they expect monthly updates, or else we wouldn't buy them. But so do people that can't afford a flagship. It's not fair to just give monthly updates to the flagship devices that are $1,000 and over. That's not fair. Nothing, who we just talked about, they push monthly updates to their $400 phones. The CMF Phone 2 Pro, the $300 phone, to the $249 phone, gets monthly updates. So come on, Motorola. That's the last step we need you to take before we fully embrace you back in this Android family, is you gotta update each and every device from your flagships down to your budgets, right? We'll start taking you serious then. So, well, I'm taking you serious now, but to fully embrace you, you got to update everything. So I think that's the last step. I think somebody inside Motorola, they're getting the point that, you know, they're pushing the that narrative that updates are important. So I expect Motorola to start updating their phones, hopefully, budget phones and all, every month moving forward. So that's all I got for you. I got to run. I do appreciate the time. Subscribe to the channel. Remember, tomorrow we're going to get into the S27 series, specifically S27 Ultra. I wanted to knock that out before this pre-order date is up, because if you are not going to update this year, I know that's a big decision. They're not cheap. It's like, damn, should I upgrade this year? Or should I hold out and wait till next year? Well, we will give you the information you're going to need to know for next year, so you can make that decision. Should you hold on to your device one more year and wait for the S27 Ultra, or should you just go ahead and bite the bullet and get the S26 Ultra? You might want to hold out, and I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to tease you. Check us out tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss what Samsung is changing on their flagship device this time next year. Peace.